I'd like to introduce to you Commissioner Prasert. Please stand up. And Professor Prasert received a master's degree in economics from Middle Tennessee State University, USA, and started his career as a lecturer at Faculty of Economics at Chulalongkorn University in Thailand in 1975. And since 2011, he has been a commissioner of NBTC. And as a commissioner, he has experienced already 2 spectrum auctions, and one is for 2.1 gigahertz, which is for 3G mobile communication, and the other one is just ended last month. That is 1800 megahertz spectrum auction for 4G services of mobile. Professor Prasert has a lot of experience in this area, so it is a great pleasure to share his expertise in spectrum policies. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Prasert.
Good evening, Professor Itochi, Mr. Ho, the President, Japan Society of Information and Communication Research. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, allow me to thank Professor Itomo for organizing this meeting today. It is indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me to give a presentation on the topic Spectrum Auction for Mobile Telecommunication in Thailand to this distinguished forum. The outline of my presentation divided in 5 parts. The first one is NBTC overview. The second one is the Thailand Telecom overview in 2015, and the third one is a spectrum auction for 3G on 2.1 gigahertz, and the fourth one is a spectrum auction for 4G on 1.8 gigahertz that launched last month, and the last part is the preparation for auction for 900 megahertz that will be launched next week. For NBTC overview, NBTC is an independent regulatory agency and was founded in 2010. As an independent regulatory agency, NBTC responsible for the reform of frequency allocation as well as broadcasting and telecommunication regulation. The NBTC consider that main policy implementation would render to the people in all dimension form, such as education, culture, and to national and human security. The role and duty of NBTC. The NBTC consists of 11 commissioners and divide into 2 commissions. On this side, we call NBC, National Broadcasting Commission, responsible for broadcasting. And another 5 NTC is National Telecommunication Commission. And for me, I take class for this side for telecommunication. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission has important duty of the regulation, for example, to set the policy and formulate master plan, to allocate spectrum frequency, to formulate telecommunication tariff structure and services, to promote fair competition, to promote consumer awareness, and formulate criteria for consumer protection, and to promote research and development in telecommunication, such as ICT and related industry. As you see from the PowerPoint, this PowerPoint illustrates the transformation of the telecom market from concession to licensing agreement. Before 2004, the telecom industry operates under the concession agreement. There are two public enterprises that we call TOT and CAT. TOT is Telecommunication Organization of Thailand, and CAT is the Communication Authority of Thailand. The two public enterprises which do both operator and regulator at the same time at the concession regime. Private enterprise allowed to be the telecom operator under the contract that we say BTO. That means build, transfer, and operate. And NTC was found in 2004. It is the starting point to license agreement. And we have the telecommunication master plan in 2005, and here we have a telecommunication master plan. And we plan to do the first auction for 3G in 2010, but unsuccessful because the TOT and CAT sent this issue to the administration court, and the court prolonged for the auction for few years. And at 2010, the Act of Organization NBTC was founded, and we do the auction again on 2012 for 3G auction on 2.1 gigahertz. And this year, last month, we did the auction again on 1800 megahertz for 4G. And next week, we plan to do the auction again on 900 megahertz. And for Thailand telecommunication overview, Thailand have the population around 67 million. The gross domestic product is about 13 billion. The growth rate is about 2 to 3% in the past 2 years. And the inflation in Thailand is very low. In 2013, it's about 2.2% inflation. But this year, we expect the negative inflation is about 1%. For the key market trend in Thailand, mobile services are the dominant form of telecommunication in Thailand, with the mobile subscriber number and penetration rate is continuing to increase from 2008. Fixed telephone service, while still prevalent in metropolitan and urban area, are declining. The fixed line represents for the rate charge. Many households are moving away from fixed services to mobile, particularly in the rural and regional area. Since 2008, the number of mobile subscribers in Thailand was grown from 61 subscribers to 97 million subscribers at the end of 2014. The annual growth rate is about 7.8% per year. For broadband services, have experienced a similar rapid increase. Green chart increased from 2.4 subscriber to 6.4 this year. On the other hand, fixed line telephone subscribers have fallen from 7.4 million subscribers to about 5.6, from 7.4 to 5.6. The average growth is negative. It decreased about 4.3% per year. For mobile market structure, mobile operators have two groups. The first one is a private company. The private company consists mainly 3 private operators. One is the AIS Group, second one DTAC Group, and the third one is True Mobile. These 3 private companies occupies more than 90% of the market share. The second group is public enterprise, CAT and TOT. both are the operator that the government hold 100 share. CAT has their share only 1.4% and TOT has their share only 1%. For mobile subscriber and penetration rate, the mobile market has been growing continuously over the years. As the third quarter of 2015, there are 83.1 million subscriptions, and of this 83% or about 69 million are prepaid subscription and only 17% or 14 million are postpaid subscription. The penetration rate of mobile service is 124% of population. Mobile coverage is 97% of the population. From the chart, the penetration rate is going down from the first quarter of this year, from 140 to 102 to 23. Because of the NBTC regulate, all prepaid subscribers have to registration to their SIM card. Then the subscriber going down. And for the fixed line market, there are three main operators. TOT, that's the public enterprise, occupy about 61% of the fixed line, and two corporations about 29%, and TT&T. These two is a private company. TNT is occupy about 10%. The fixed line telephone market has been declining over the recent year. This means the number of subscribers going down. As the third quarter of this year, there are 5.4 million fixed telephone subscription, and half of the subscribers are in Bangkok and metropolitan area, and the rest are in the provincial area. For the fixed broadband market structure, the fixed broadband market has three main players. The biggest one is the True Internet. That's a private company. The second one is the TOT. It's a public enterprise. And the last one is the Triple-Tree Broadband. The total market share of the three companies is about 90%. And the remaining other operators have been combined about 10% of market share. For fixed broadband subscriber and penetration rate, the fixed broadband market has been growing continuously in the past few years, which the average is about 10% per year. between 2008 and 2014. And as of the third quarter of this year, there are about 6.1 fixed broadband subscriber. That's equivalent to 9.2 population penetration rate. And it's about 30% of the household penetration rate. And that we see the fixed broadband market has been growing. And the average revenue per user is about 663 baht. That's for broadband subscriber. Is higher than the fixed line for telephone. The telephone fixed line, the average revenue about 200 baht per month. But for internet, it's about 3 times 663 baht per month. And if we look at the ICT Development Index, Thailand is the one of the most dynamic country on the Youth Subs Index. For IDI ranking, in 2010, we ranking on 62. But this year, the ranking is 74. Because of the Youth Sub-Index, we move from 103 to 64. That make the IDI ranking to 74. For spectrum auction, the third topic, spectrum auction is an economic, efficient way to allocate spectrum when there is competition and limited spectrum resources, and also when the demand is exceed to supply. The advantage of the auction, the first one is the efficiently allocate resource to the operator who can use them most valuable. The second advantage is the required operator to decide how much they are able to pay when they make the bids. The third advantage is more transparent. The fourth advantage is less political controversy. And the important one is the sum of the money to the government. For the spectrum auction, first we have to set up the criteria and procedure. The second step, we have to do the public hearing. And the third is the auction. The winner got the license and they can operate their business. And after the auction, we got the money sent to the state treasury. And also the NBTC, we got some revenue from the operator. For this revenue, the office of NBTC get the revenue from the annual license fee, which about 2% of their gross income. The spectrum allocation under concession and licensing scheme in Thailand. This part is a concession system. Right now, we still have some concession for 1800 megahertz. We still have 45 megahertz. 850, we still have 40 megahertz. 470, we still have 45. 2.1 gigahertz, we still have 15. And 2.3 gigahertz, we still have about 64. This spectrum still under concession. And for the license scheme, we have 2.1 gigahertz, 45 megahertz that we did the auction last 2 years. And for 1.8 gigahertz, it's a 30 megahertz that we did the auction last month. And for 900 megahertz, we still have 20 megahertz that we will launch the auction next week. As we see, the spectrum under concession almost 200 megahertz, but the spectrum under the license scheme is only about 100 megahertz. For the last 2-year auction on 2.1 gigahertz, the auction held in October 2012, and the spectrum is divided into 9 slots. And each bidder can bid only 3 slots or fewer. And there are 3 operators winning the bid. One is a DTAC network, one is the Real Future, and one is AWN, is an AIS group. At that time, there are only 3 operators apply for the auction, and we have 45 megahertz. Then 3 operators win the bidding. Each operator got 15 megahertz. And the price the AIS group bidding higher than these 2 companies, and the price of the winning price is close to the reserve price because there are only 3 companies to bidding. And the condition for 3G service coverage. At the end of 2014, the coverage area, AWN, is 92%. To move 66%, and detect guided with 75%. And another important condition for 3G service is the tariff. Another condition for 3G service launch is that the license must offer the tariff at the rate 15% lower than the average of all operators in the market. If we see under the concession regime, the mobile voice pricing is about 3 baht per minute. It's under concession regime. And when we did the auction in December 2012, the average price of voice is about 0.97 baht per minute. And for the data pricing is 0.33 baht per meg. And after the auction, if the price have to decrease 15% from the average price before auction, it should be here, 0.82 baht per minute. And in August 2015, the price going down only 0.69 baht per minute. That means when the 3G launched, the price of the mobile voice is going down because of 3 operators that are competitive. And also the price of mobile data is also going down to 0.26 baht per meg. And for spectrum auction for 4G LTE at 1.8 gigahertz, we spent 1 month for public hearing in August, from 17 July to 17 August, and 1 month for auction invitation from the end of August to the end of September. And with the announcement in October, and the auction day is November 11. We spent about 6 months for preparation for 4G auction from July to November. And last week, two license is permitted to the operator. The spectrum auction for 3G auction rule. NTC will grant to spectrum license with a bandwidth of 50 MHz each, as shown below. This lot 1, and this is lot 2. Totally 30 MHz. We have 2 licenses, and the license term is 18 years. each lot at the same bandwidth, 15 megahertz. That's it. And the license condition, the operator have present their own social consumer protection. We have the coverage obligation. We have the rule of infrastructure sharing. We have this condition of each operator have to provide at least 10% for MVNO service, and also national roaming, and also each operator have to record for prepaid SIM card for the user. And for the auction round, each auction round we spend about 20 minutes for each auction round. 15 minutes for bidding stage. Each round of the auction begins with the bidding stage, which lasts 15 minutes. The bidder can test their bid in this 15-minute period. And for the processing stage and result reporting stage, another 5 minutes. Then for each round is spend about 20 minutes. We have 4 bidders. Then we use this screen in case of more than 2 bidders, because we have 4 bidders. The minimum price or reserve price start from here. Almost 16 billion baht. And the first round price is about 16.7 billion baht. The same as lot 2. The price the same. If we see the process, this is the minimum price or reserve price. This is the first round. And the bid increment for the first round is a 5% increase, 796 million. For the each round. And the winning bid going on for our experience last time is going to 86 round. And when we got the winning bid, the winning have to pay for 50% in this 90 days, and another 25% for the second year, and another 25% for the third year. That we see, this is the first round here. The bidding, we spent about 33 hours for 86 rounds. We start from 10 o'clock on November 11, and we finish at 7 o'clock in the next day. 7 o'clock in the evening in the next day. That's the 36th round. And the grand total is 80.7 billion baht for 2 slots. The winning is first lot is to move. And the second lot is the AWN for the AIS group. When we conclude the process, the first is submit application, and they have to pay for fee 500,000 and place the auction guarantee 5% of the resale price is 796 million. Then the process is the before bidding, and this is a bidder and submit the high. Who the winner is the submit the higher bid. This is the winning bidder, and then pay the auction fee, and then the NBTC issue the license. This is a picture of the mock auction day. Before we did the auction, we have to do the mock auction before. This is the auction room. We have a separate auction room for each bidder. This is a drawing before they go to the auction room. This is the CEO of the tech company. This is CEO of the AIS company. This is a two. This is a JAS. This is the atmosphere after we conclude the bidding. And this is the winning bid, the 50% of free to the NBTC. And for 900 auction that will be launched in next week, we use the same system. It's about 6 months of preparation. We have to do some public hearing and auction invitation, and then announce the bidder. For the number of license, we have 2 license. Each slot is a 10 megahertz bandwidth. The total is 20 megahertz divided into license, and license term is 15 years. It's different from 1.8. 1.8 is 18 years. But for 900 it's only 15 years. The licensing condition is the same. Social consumer protection, they have corporate application, infrastructure sharing, and the service have to reserve for MVNO. The reserve price starting from 12.8 billion baht. Because this time we have more than 2 bidders, we have 4 bidders. Then we use this for the reserve price. And the first round price should be 13.5 billion baht. We don't know yet how many rounds Uh, but we guess maybe more than 1 day because we have only 2 licenses and 4 bidders. Let's see what will happen on next week. The auction process is same as 1.8 gigahertz.